What's going on, everybody? It's Steve's Diesel here, back for episode 2. So thank you guys for checking in. And this week, we're going to be talking about what I feel is the 6 categories of mountain bikes that everybody should know. So with further ado, let's get into it. All right, so you got the 6 categories of mountain bikes. So we got cross-country mountain bikes, which are XC, could be the nickname that people use. We got trail bikes, which pretty much that's what everybody has. Then you have enduro bikes, you have downhill bikes, you have fat bikes, which not a lot of people talk about or consider a mountain bike, but I do. And you got my all-time favorite, which is the e-mountain bike or the e-bike. All right, let's break it down. Cross-country bikes are lightweight and designed for long-distance riding on smooth trails. They are built for speed and efficiency and are one of the most common types of mountain bikes. XC bikes typically have a lightweight frame with a geometry that is optimized for efficient riding. They have narrow tires and a high number of gears, which helps to make more climbs and steeper terrain easier to do. The suspension on the XC bikes is usually minimal, with most models having either hardtail or no rear suspension, or 100 millimeters to 120 millimeters of travel in the front suspension. This allows for a more efficient transfer of power from the rider to the bike, as well as weight to be carried around. XC bikes are designed for a wide range of riders and riding styles, from recreational riders who enjoy the occasional trail ride to competitive racers who need a bike that can handle long distances and demanding terrain. Many XC bikes are also suitable for cross-country touring, endurance racing, and other long-distance events. It's worth mentioning that, as the name implies, XC bikes are built to cover long distances in a smooth path. However, depending on the trail, it can be a challenge to use them on more technical and rocky terrains. Most people know is trail bikes. They're versatile types of mountain bikes that can be ridden on a wide range of trails, from smooth single track to technical descents. They are built to handle a balance of efficient climbing and stable descending. Trail bikes typically have a moderate amount of suspension with 130 millimeters to 160 millimeters of travel in the front and rear. This provides the rider with more control and confidence when descending steep or technical terrain, while still maintaining a relatively lightweight and efficient bike for climbing. The geometry of trail bikes is designed to provide a balance of stability and maneuverability. They have a slack head angle and a long tube, and also a short stem to make handling on the bike more agile. They often have wider tires than XC bikes, which gives them more grip and traction so they won't lose traction on rocky terrains. Trail bikes are also a good option for riders who want a versatile bike that can handle a wide range of trails and riding styles. They can also be used from everything from leisurely rides on easy trails to more aggressive riding on technical terrains. They're also suitable for backpacking and touring, as well as for endurance racing. Overall, trail bikes are a middle ground between XC and enduro/downhill bikes, providing a good balance of capability and efficiency for a wide range of trails and riders. Enduro bikes are designed for technical steep descents and are also built to handle the rigors of downhill riding. They are more specialized than trail bikes and are primarily used for enduro racing and aggressive trail riding. Enduro bikes typically have more suspension than trail bikes, with 160 millimeters to 180 millimeters of travel in the front and rear. This allows them to handle large drops, steep descents, and big impacts. The suspension is also optimized for descending, with a focus on support, traction, and stability. Enduro bikes have geometry that places the rider in a more aggressive position, with a longer reach and a shorter stem, which provides better stability and control when descending at high speeds, which gives the rider more confidence on steep terrain. They also come with stronger and wider nuts, longer dropper posts, and wider handlebars to match the more demanding riding styles. Enduro bikes are intended for experienced riders who are looking for a bike that can handle big descents and challenging terrain. They are also suitable for enduro racing, big mountain riding, and other types of aggressive trail riding. They are not as efficient as cross-country or trail bikes on climbs, but they excel on descents. Overall, enduro bikes are built to prioritize descending capabilities. They offer more suspension and geometry adjustments to suit the more demanding nature of enduro racing and aggressive trail riding, allowing the rider to tackle steep technical terrain with speed and control. Downhill bikes, also known as DH bikes, are heavy-duty, designed for gravel-based riding on steep rocky terrain. They have the most suspension of all mountain bikes and are typically used at ski resorts and lift access riding and downhill racing. Downhill bikes have a long travel suspension, typically over 200 millimeters of travel in front and rear. This allows them to handle big jumps, drops, rough terrain with ease. The suspension is also highly tunable, allowing riders to fine-tune their setup for specific conditions of the course, for a course or terrain. The frames are generally made of stronger than heavier materials to withstand the impacts of high racing and high riding styles. Downhill bikes have also slack head angle and low bottom bracket for stability at high speeds. The geometry is also designed to put the rider in a more aggressive position with a longer reach and a shorter stem. They also feature a stronger and wider wheel and large disc brakes for improved stopping power. Yeah, you need all that stopping power hauling down the hill. Downhill bikes are not designed for climbing. They're only intended for experienced rider who's looking for a bike that can handle the most demanding and aggressive terrain, such as ski resort, bike parks, downhill racetracks. They are not suitable for cross-country riding or climbing overall. Downhill bikes are specifically designed and specializedly designed bikes that are built to handle extreme terrain and high-speed descents. They also have more suspension travel and more aggressive geometry, which makes them the best option for the most demanding and extreme types of riding. Now, fat bikes, we don't really see that often, but they're a type of mountain bike. Fat bikes are also a type of mountain bike designed for riding on soft surfaces such as snow, sand, and mud, as well as other types of challenging terrain such as loose gravel or rocky ground. They are also characterized by their large, wide tires that typically measure 4 inches or wider in width. These tires provide flotation and traction on soft surfaces, allowing the rider to navigate terrain that would be more difficult or impossible on traditional mountain bike. One of the key features of a fat bike is the wide tires that allow for lower tire pressure, which increases the tire's footprint and improves traction. This allows the bike to float, give it that floating, on top of the soft surfaces such as snow or sand, rather than a sink in like most mountain bikes. Also makes it very easy to ride in these conditions. The frames of fat bikes are typically made from some materials other than mountain bikes, but with wonder forks and stays to accommodate the wider tires. They also have a large number of gears, which also allows the rider to tackle steep climbs and sandy or snowy terrain. Fat bikes are becoming increasingly popular for year-round use and are used for riders who want to explore new trails, ride on snow or sandy beaches, or enjoy different riding experiences. However, it's worth noting that the fat bikes can be heavier and slower than regular mountain bikes and may not be as efficient, hard-packed, or smooth surfaces. All right, my all-time favorite. Electric mountain bikes, also known as e-mountain bikes or e-bikes, are mountain bikes with an addition of an electric motor and a battery. The electric motor provides assistance to the rider when pedaling, making it easier to climb steep hills or tackle longer rides. EMTBs come in a variety of designs and styles, but most feature a mid-drive motor located near the bottom bracket of the bike. The motor is controlled and computerized by a computer system that regulates the amount of assistance is provided depending on the rider's input terrain and other factors. The battery on the EMTB is typically located on the down tube that runs from the head tube to the bottom bracket. The battery provides power to the electric motor. Electric mountain bikes are also designed to be versatile and capable of handling a wide range of terrain, just like traditional mountain bikes. They can be used for cross-country riding, trail riding, and even sometimes downhill racing or riding. Traditional mountain bikes for people who want to tackle longer rides and steeper hills, and for those who want to have a more leisurely riding experience. It's Also important to note that the laws and regulations regarding e-bikes vary from place to place, and that e-bikes may be restricted in some areas with traditional mountain bikes are allowed, so it's best to check your local laws before buying an e-mountain bike. When choosing the right bike depends on your riding style and the type of terrain you'll be riding on, and also your budget. Ultimately, the best is to test ride the different bikes to see which one you're most comfortable on and the one that you like the most. Don't take it from me, don't take it from anybody else. Get on a bike, try it out. If you like it, get it, and get out there and bike. Just a little quick summary of the 6 categories of mountain bikes. So you got the cross-country XC bikes. These are lightweight bikes that are designed for long distance riding on smooth trails. Then you got the trail bikes. These are versatile that can be ridden on wide range of trails for smooth single track or technical descents. They have a moderate amount of suspension and are slightly heavier than an XC bike. Enduro bikes, these are designed for technical steep descents and are built to handle the rigors of downhill riding. They have more suspension than trail bikes and are often used in enduro racing. Downhill bikes, these are heavy duty bikes designed for gravity-based riding on steep, rocky terrain. They have the most suspension of all mountain bikes and are typically used at ski resorts or lift-assisted riding. Fat bikes, these are designed for riding in snow, sand, very large, they have wide tires, and they provide flotation and traction on soft surfaces. Last but not least, the electric mountain bike, MTB, e-bike. They are mountain bikes with an addition of an electric motor which assists the rider in pedaling. The type of bike often used for commuting or touring or providing an easy climb in long distance. This list is not extensive, and there's many other variations of the mountain bikes. Many manufacturers make bikes that blur the lines between these categories. These are just the top 6. Thanks for listening to my episode about different types of mountain bikes. So next week, episode 3, we're going to talk about e-bike versus traditional bike. So if you like what you heard today and you want that subscribe button and like, and comment with any questions or anything you want to see on upcoming episodes. All right.